My name's Jessica Gibbs and I teach on American history and on Cuban history at Aberystwyth. Well, when I was 18, I went to Cuba for a gap year and I spent 12 months with an organisation called Project Trust teaching in a teacher training college, and I also travelled around Cuba quite a lot during that year. It was a year where things were quite difficult for Cubans. There was a very serious economic crisis and there was also a huge migration crisis taking place just at the moment that I arrived. And I found the whole experience had a big impact upon me. I think the gap year was important to me in that I felt a strong sympathy with Cubans who were in Cuba in 1994. And what has happened, certainly since the end of the Cold War, is that policy towards Cuba in the United States has been very much affected by what are called the exiles, Cubans who left Cuba since the revolution, since 1959, and who have sought since the end of the Cold War to interfere with the prospects of a better relationship being established between the two countries. So, although I don't write from a pro-Cuban government perspective, I would say I write from a pro-Cuban perspective. I think we all have to be aware of what is colouring our views, and certainly when I was reading about the exile experience in the United States and the sense in which they lamented what they'd lost in Cuba and they felt this pain of exile, my whole take on that was shaped by what I knew of Cubans who had not left, and Cubans who in many cases had picked up the problems that those Cubans had left behind them, if you like. And so, unlike quite a lot of Cuban Americans who write on the issue of Cuban-American relations and write from within the United States and with that perspective shaping their views, I would say my perspective is really quite significantly different.